Hello, YouTube. What is going on with my mic? Why have we got no sound again? What is going on? What is going on? YouTube, like, what's going on? Whoever you are, thank you for being here. If you can hear me, please let me know, because that would be awesome. But I don't think my mic's working again. If you guys can't hear me, it's not picking. I'm not getting that it's picking up anything that I'm saying or any noise I'm making. I've got 3 of you guys here as well, and I know it's not. If you can't hear me and you can comment in the live chat, then please let me know, because I may have to go on something else, because it doesn't seem to be playing along. I've gone onto my microphone settings itself, and it's saying that it's currently in use. So come on, there's 3 of you guys here, 2 of you guys here. We've got 1 thumbs up as well. What's going on? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? I kind of need to know. I kind of need to know. If you can't comment on the live chat, John, perfect. Thank you so much. Lisa Smith, hello. How are you? Great to have you involved. I hope whatever you're doing, whether you're just stopping by to see what we're up to or you're actually doing the class, thank you for being here. I hope you're keeping well. I hope everything's good with you. We've got a few minutes before you get started, just to let everyone settle in. And now I know that you guys can hear me. That's perfect. All we need today, I'm showing you a different angle. Those who are here, awesome, Lisa. I'm glad you're well. That's brilliant. While everyone's settling in, and hopefully we'll get a few more people come in. If you just grab, all we need today is a broomstick. Showing you a different angle of my living room today, and a massive one. Oh, you got me on telly and everything, Lisa. Fantastic. That's brilliant. I've shown you a different angle of my living room today, and I've just realized that it's probably the messiest corner of the room. It's not that bad. I'm being a little bit dramatic, I know. But yes, all we need is a broomstick or something to that effect that you can use as a balance aid. That's all we need for today's session. As always, Lisa, I know this, I think this is your first one you've done with me, but with the structure of today's class, as we always do, we'll start off with a bit of mobility work, just getting everything moving and flowing the best that it can do. And then we've got 2 separate blocks today. So where is my piece of paper with what we're doing? Here we are. Because I've got the mind of a child and I just spiral off, and yes, I need these little reminders, you know. Anyone who knows me knows that I'm easily just like anyway. We've got a bit more, not necessarily strength work to begin with. Lisa's here as well. We've got all the Lisas on this beautiful Friday afternoon. I love it. Hope you're well, Lisa. Yes, so broomstick is all we need, and glass of water and a bit of floor space. We're starting off with a bit more strength work, so we're focusing on working to reps. Because it's Friday, we're going to get a little bit of a bicep pump on. And when I say bicep, I actually mean calf. So we're playing around with a bit of calf and sort of lower leg work. Not because I want to sort of come away with this from like super swole calves and all that sort of stuff, but also more so because ankle strength and like stimulating the ankles is something that is largely overlooked. I think, especially with the amount of time we're all spending just sat down, not doing anything at the moment. If we're then going out and running and walking quite a lot, I don't know if anyone saw that, but I just hit myself in the head quite hard with the broomstick. Yeah, because we're then going out running and walking, I think that's why a lot of people are getting shin pain, calf pain, blah, blah, blah. So we're going to focus on a few exercises to stimulate and strengthen around the lower leg today. So you guys, I don't know where my mic went, Jackie. It's still not saying that it's working this side. Like I started the stream, I started speaking just to test it out a little bit early, and it's not saying that it's picking it up at all. So YouTube's giving me just a smidgen of sass today, but nowhere near as much as yesterday. But yes, we're going to look at some ankle movements and some strength around the ankles, stimulate that areas. Hopefully then you guys can take that away, practice it, play around with it in your own time, almost do it as drills even before you go out for runs and walks. That would be quite cool. We're then going to do some lateral lunge work, and we're going to do some what I call a prone pull down, so some work for the posterior chain. And then we're going to do a bit of a isometric setup with Lisa. I'll come to your comment in a second. Lisa Gifford, this is. I'll come to your comment in a second. I have seen it. But yes, we'll come to a bit of a isometric hold in a dip position just to really stimulate through the triceps and open the shoulder blades up. We played around this setup with this exact movement earlier in the week. Plus, it's something I posted in a video that I put up as a segment from a class I did. So you may be familiar with it. So after that, we'll go for 4 rounds with that. I'm not expecting you to remember all this. I am going to show you as well, don't worry. 6 guys, 6 of you here. Thank you so much. We're then going to go into some timed work, and it's largely going to be from like an all-4 position. So starting off with a bit of core work, and then some funky, looks like I'm trying to break dance, and we're all going to essentially try and break dance together on this because it's Friday. So, you know, and then another little movement that I've sort of I've not come up with it by any means, but something that's a little bit more pulse raising. And we're just going to do 30 seconds on each of those exercises with then like 30 seconds rest. So more of a simple end, if that makes sense. So you may not have paid any attention to that, and that's absolutely fine because I'm just going to show us what we're going to do in a minute anyway. I'm going to make a start now because I've just been waffling at you for the last like 5 minutes. Lisa, what we're going to do is during the mobility work, we're going to start to stimulate and put a bit of load through the ankles anyway. Because Jackie is especially, well, it works kind of well in the sense that I've been thinking about this a little bit anyway, because Jackie is coming back from an injury to her calf as well, and she's been doing a lot of the classes. So we'll look at some mobility work prior to around the ankle, test it out with that. It's actually going to be good for you to get a bit of movement through it. But then when we come to the actual work itself through the calf stuff, if to begin with that's causing you grief, we can look at regressing it. Just let me know. I'm happy to change things for you and give you suggestions as we go along. But monitor it as we go through the mobility, as I just mentioned, and the warm-up sort of block, and then we'll go from there. All good? Right. So I've just lagged. There we go. Perfect. All right. So we are going to start off stood up, and we need a broomstick. I'm going to just sort of like, these things, they're in eye line here are really bugging me because I have mild OCD. So I'm going to get rid of those. I'm going to shut the door as well. That's much better already, isn't it? Just us now, guys. No potential intruders. So, what we're going to do is start off by just moving and stimulating the ankles a little bit. So, using your broomstick, what I'd like you to do, I'm going to change the angle a little bit here, is we're going to use this as a balance aid. And I would like you to, on the side, you've got the stick in contact with the floor, just lift the knee off the foot off the floor lightly, not looking for excessive movement up, and find your balance and plant through that supporting leg. From here, what I want you to do is initially just flex through the ankle. So I want you to think about toes being drawn down, with the heel being pulled up as you do that, and then doing the opposite and pulling the toes up and pushing the heel down. So just going through that initial bit of sort of straight line flexion, if you will, through the ankle. And if we throw that through with all of these drills, just repeat about 4 to 6 times, unless I tell you otherwise. We're largely going off feel here. You may feel a little bit of involvement from the calf itself, then that's exactly what we're after. Once you've done that, staying on the same foot, we're going to go through a bit of sideways movement. So I want you to think about turning the outer side of your foot in towards the center line of your body and then turning it away. Keeping everything as stable as possible with the leg above the movement. So all the movement just through the ankle itself. Again, 4 to 6 of these. Especially starting to feel a bit of warmth around the ankle itself, which is exactly, again, what we're after. And then I want some nice big circles. So imagine you have a pen on the end of your big toe and you're just going nuts with a crayon and drawing as many big circles as you can. Change direction with those circles. Ease off there. Let's switch over sides. Exactly the same process. I'll show you a slightly different angle. Coming up to begin with, push down, pull up. Make an active effort, especially to pull the toes up and push the heel down. That'll be a lot more challenging because we naturally don't have as much range there. That is something we're going to focus on a little bit more so today. This movement here of pulling the toes up and pushing the heel down. So dorsiflexion is our technical term here. 4 to 6 of these. And then 4 to 6 of the sideways movement. Anyone wants to know the geeky terms, it is inversion, eversion that we're doing here with the ankle. Lisa, this will probably already given you a good idea as to where you're at with your ankle. Hopefully this is not feeling too bad. Again, like I said, just let me know, we'll monitor it. Then into your circles, going crazy with that crayon pen again. Crayon pen, is that a thing? Just crayon was fine, wasn't it? Cool. What we're going to do now is get rid of this. And we're going to take a seat. Four-legged intruder. All right. And what I want us to do is do some hip work and hip mobility from essentially a 90-90 position. From this position here, just let the legs relax over to one side. We are looking for about 2 90-degree angles on the legs. Bit of space between the foot and the knee. Hands, just let them flow freely. They're there as a balance aid, not as a part of the stretch. What I'd like you to do is just let the hips rotate and pivot on the feet as you do so. And just start to feel that out. See if anything's feeling a bit tender, any tension, any clenching and popping. As long as there's no physical pain with any of that stuff, then that's absolutely fine. We're just looking at getting those hips moving to begin with. If you do another 2 of these per side, we're going to play around with a fair bit of progression from this today. After you've done those 2, if you end in your half kneeling position, what I'd like us to do is get a bit of focus around the glutes and the inner groin area. So if you think where you are now, you've got the center line of your body here, so almost like the sternum area of your ribs to the center of your rib cage. If you line that up over your front knee, torso's nice and upright, and then draw your ribs down a little bit. So you're just taking that potentially lean out of the lower back. Then from here, think movement starts from the hips, hinge over the top, just feel that range out. You may get all the way down and think, okay, that's absolutely fine. You may get a few inches down, if that, and you start to feel a bit of a stretch. No wrong or right. From here, come back upright, then bring your hands behind you. As you do so, lean back away from your hips and push your legs actively into the floor. May feel a bit more through the left-hand side or the opposite leg to the glute side that we stretched. And then repeat that. Go for another 3 of these. Main thing with the glute one, if you're struggling to feel it, you may have super mobile glutes. But start off by just thinking, right, is my back in a nice, upright, fixed position as I'm going through this? Big stretch through. Come back. Push the legs down actively as you do. I don't know if you guys can hear my music, but Spotify's just, I played one track and then Spotify's gone rogue and done this whole radio thing, and it's just decided to go down a super mellow route. So I'm going to sort that out in a minute either way, whether you can hear it or not. Cool. So staying in this same position, same side, we're going to work for a bit of trunk rotation. So with the hand on the same side, what we're going to do is just take that out to quite a wide position, but pretty much in line with sort of knee to upper to lower thigh. okay? And that's your base point. And when you think about actively pushing the legs into the floor a bit, then drawing your elbow around towards that space in between the hand and the knee, and then come back out. You may feel a few things clicking and crunching and stretching through the lower portion of the back. Just work to your range. There's no right or wrong with this, but mainly focus on keeping the legs pinned to the floor. Give yourself a nice little chicken wing, and then bring the chicken wing down towards that space between the hand and the knee. Awesome. Last little bit on this side. With the back leg, if you will, from the position you're in now, what I'd like you to do is draw that round over the top, leg comes straight, and then come back around. Start off with the foot just in contact with the floor, but on that leg straight as you come out, which you can't see here, okay, then come back in. If this is feeling relatively comfortable, start to play around with the leg, staying off the floor the whole way through. This is a really cool little complex, as you can see, just open up around the hips, a bit through the lower back as well, all from that 90-90 position. Cool. Let's switch over sides. We're going to do the exact same sequence. So, bind the ribs up first. Okay, ribs pull down into that glute lean. Oh, this side's a little bit more talkative. Then come back up, stay in that central position, lean back, push your legs down towards the floor, and get that stretch. And again, lean over the top. Back over, push the legs down into the floor as you push back, remember. One more of these, and then we'll go into our rotation. Awesome, center yourself again. So find that space between, so open up a little bit wider, stable base, hand in line with the knee to lower thigh. Rotate. As you rotate, think about actively pushing both legs into the floor. And as you come out, if you want to, you can draw the arm back, round through, back. That being said, having the chilled out music while we're warming up isn't a bad thing. Don't want to be screaming at you while I'm just sort of like working you up a little bit. But that may come. Lisa, I know that's your favorite music, right? I'm talking about Lisa Smith. Yeah, something nice and heavy on for you. So from here, final bit of progression, keeping the same two 90-90 positions. With the first one, if you haven't done this before, assist with your arms. I want you to go nice and upright, but think scoop the tailbone forward at the top. We're going to get a bit more into the inner groin here, open up through the quads and get a bit of engagement through them. Glutes on as well, then control back down. If that felt comfortable, just repeat through, leading by pushing the hips up through, pull the tailbone underneath as far as you can, and control down. 3 more like this, about 4 or 5 in total. And then guess what? We're going to switch. There's going to be a bonus point coming up with this one. On your last one, stay in this position, okay? Let's do 4 or 5. So stay upright on your last one. So on your last one, stay here. With your back leg, step round into half kneeling. Boom, bab, no regrets. What I want us to do from here is go into all fours. You've got space between the knee and the hand. What I want us to do is reach through that space, keeping the arms close to each other, pull the shoulder towards the floor, and come back out and switch. I think most of the people in the stream right now are going to be super familiar with this one. We've always got one mysterious person who doesn't comment on the live chat. You may not be able to comment on the live chat, but it always really intrigues me as to who you are. Whoever you are, wherever you are, if you're watching this live, you're watching it back, thank you for watching it. Hope you're all doing good. Just going to finish off with a little bit of movement through the shoulders. We're going to do a prone pec stretch. Again, most of you will be familiar with this in the stream, either myself or my main man, Brad, as I know you do, Lisa. So, lay face into the floor, arm out to the side in line with the shoulder. Wrist, bicep, and shoulder but pulled into contact with the ground. Opposite hand comes in as if you're doing a press up. We then press away, bring the foot across the back of the leg, then ease and switch. So think first checkpoints are wrist, both open, shoulder in contact with the floor, then we push away. If that's feeling comfortable, play with the angles. The arm started off in line with the shoulder. Let's take it slightly higher. Now expect you'll get a bit of different feedback. May just feel that a bit more in the chest. It will change for sure. Finish up on the ones you're on. With the shoulders, just to finish off. Arms relax in front, so you can stay in a kneeling position. We're going to protract by rounding forward with the arms. Back of the hands come into contact, up into line with the chest. Then we go back the way we came, rotate the palms away, and then retract. Draw your shoulders together and repeat. Be relatively loose with this. Just let the arms flow once you've got that feel. 4 to 6 of these again. And then we're going to have a look at a bit of elevation and depression. Now, I do want you to bring your stick back into this one. You can stay kneeling again, that's fine. So, hands to each side. So this is going to tie in quite a lot with our dip position in the isometrics that we're coming to in a second. What I want you to do is ribs pulled down a bit, so we're not extending through the lower back. So neutral position, whatever that means. And hands to each side of your legs. What I want you to do is start off with a weird visualization that I've attached 100 helium balloons to each end of your stick. So if you were to let the arms go loose and the shoulders relax, what would happen with that is the shoulder blades would just float up. Picture those balloons. So light float up as far as you can. Then I want you to push down against the balloons, nice controlled pace, as low as the shoulders will go. So past where you naturally set and push right down towards the floor. So I expect you'll probably feel a few things going on with the tricep as you push down, potentially around those sides of the back as well through the lats. And that's perfect. So again, just go for another 3 or 4 of those. May feel us a bit in the traps as you go through, but we want it to be relatively loose. Then push down, low as you can go, low as you can go, low as you can go. Keep pushing, keep pushing, keep pushing. 2 more. Light float up. Push down. Good. 1 more of those. As you keep doing that, I'm just going to get some water. Finish up in your last one. And then guys, grab yourself some water. And just let me know how you're feeling quickly. Lisa, what are we saying? A little stiff but manageable. Okay, perfect. So, hope you're all feeling a bit more limber from that. As I mentioned, some of it may be familiar to you either from doing the classes or time with myself or other PTs. But yes, let me now talk you through while you're having a bit of a chill out and getting some water in our first block of the day. So without boring the life out of you with anatomy, we're going to have a bit of a school moment. Feel longer. Awesome, Lisa. That's great to hear. I've been trying this whole mobility things to make myself taller and longer for years, and it's just not working for me, Lisa. But that doesn't mean I'm not going to do it because it's serving its purpose very well for prepping our sessions. Anyway, what we're going to do is if you have a look at the legs, the lower legs here, mine aren't a very good example. First of all, they're covered in ink. Someone's drawn all over me. And second of all, I've got not a huge amount going on here. They're pretty shit. They're pretty small. But anyway, with the calf itself, this main bulk here that people think about is the technical term is the gastroc. Okay. Then underneath that, if I push up here, you can see that there's this little line down here. So my calf is being involved a little bit, but you can see that's still a bit loose by me doing this. Okay. And underneath that, you've got the soleus. And that tends to be something that we don't actually work or hit as much. The calf tends to, because it being the more superficial and the larger muscle group tends to take the load. So the soleus is something that can be a little bit underworked. And with that, on the front of our shin, where again, someone's drawn all over me, we have got a muscle group around this place here down the outer side, the lateral side, if you want technical terms, of the shin. Sorry for getting my minging feet in if you saw them. Yes, that area there has got a muscle group called the tibialis anterior. which is responsible for that lifting movement, that lifting of the toes. Okay? So anatomically, we're not going to have a buttload of movement there anyway, because just the way the joint's set up, we're not designed to go that way massively. But that is going to be massively important for ankle movement. You can see that, you know, with that heel to toe flexion, whether we're walking, we're running, whatever we're doing at the moment, that's going to be important. So we're going to focus on the soleus. We're going to focus on the tibialis anterior. So those two ones I just mentioned. So all we need is this as a balance beam. Balance beam, I'm not going to get you to walk on it. A balance aid. So what we're doing is you're going to set your feet around a hip. You can go from hip width to all the way in, whatever feels more comfortable for you. All right? Take the stick away from you as a counterbalance, and I want you to bend the knees. So anatomically, this muscle group, the soleus that we're hitting here, it fires the best when we've got knee bend. So if you think when we're running and we're walking, we're having that degree of knee flexion. So that one's going to get called on a fair bit, but it does tend to be a little bit weaker in comparison to that to the calf. So find a comfortable knee bend position. And what I want us to do from here is maintain this as our position the whole way through. I want us to think about moving our body weight forward onto the balls of our foot. As you get to the ball of your foot, push right through the big toe and then push the shins forward and control back there. Maintain this position and repeat. Push up and through. You can jump in with these demos now if you want, instead of just watching to get a feeling before we get started. Do whatever you'd like to do, or you can simply watch. Okay? On the way down, so on the eccentric, the lowering phase, a lot of you will probably feel like you're going over some sort of weird internal speed bump. And that's just because of how weak we are through that lowering phase, or inherently weak we are through that lowering phase through that area. We're going to do 6 of those. Straight from there, you're going to stand up tall. And what I want you to do is turn your toes out. First thing you need to do is your checklist for this one is squeeze your bum. Tuck your tailbone underneath and set your core tight. Because what will inherently happen here is that we'll get a counter movement through the hips. So squeeze glutes first. Then think lift the toes, lift the front of the foot off the floor and toes towards the shin. It will be a small movement. Then control down. And again, lift through. Keeping your hips set, control down. 6 of those again. You can see straight away here, just to create more movement, my body's trying to be clever and sneaky and push my hips back. So think, if there's a little bit of movement there, that's fine. But of course, with our body weight shifting onto our heels, what will naturally want to happen with that is we want to do this. So just try and avoid that. So that almost is a superset, 6 and 6. Hope you're still with me and I haven't bored you with anatomical, talking about tibialis anterior and soleus and shit. That's where the heavy stuff finishes, with the anatomy stuff. Anatomy? Just fucking accent. What's going on here? Lateral lunges coming in next. You can use this again as a balance aid, but what I want us to do is find a nice wide stance and maintain this position the whole way through. So drop through. As you drop through, the main priority is that knee staying over the same angle of the foot and the opposite leg goes straight. Nice upright torso, then come back up, so the leg's straight, and then switch. So 6 of these per leg. Okay? 12 in total, obviously. Look at my quick maths on a Friday afternoon. I think sort of equal knee and hip involvement. So your torso staying as upright as possible, the knee tracking over the toes, and back up from there. Okay? 12 in total. Then we're going to have a little lay down. Not because we're tired, hopefully it hasn't worn you out too much. So, front lying position, technical term is prone. I'm going to do a prone pull down movement. When you think again about tucking your tailbone underneath, arms up overhead, arms are lifted from the floor. And when you go for a lat pull down movement, so think from here, the elbows push down towards the floor. And as you do that, think about closing the space between your shoulder blades and your hips. 6 to 8 of these. Okay? So, when you think about doing is, when we had our stick, we were pushing down as low as we could. Think about that movement as you push the elbows down to really get the lats to engage here. All right? Then from that position, you will need I forgot to say this. A sofa, a chair, something around knee height that's stable for you to use as your dip hold station. Hands on the edge, shoulders I want to be pulled back and down, arms completely straight. Imagine you're pushing the sofa away from you as hard as you can. With that though, you can see straight away that my chest and my ribs have flared up. So think, pull the ribs down a bit so core's nice and tight. Draw the ribs down, get that bit of a core engagement. Keep the arms long, shoulders pulled down as low as they'll go. And we're going to hold that for 30 seconds. And that is our first setup. All right? We're on 30 minutes already. We haven't even fucking done anything. Just chatting a lot today, aren't I? Get on with it, Aaron. But without any further ado or faffing around, that was a pretty extensive talk through of what we're doing today. Give me a quick thumbs up. Favorite emoji, doesn't have to be a thumbs up. Just to let me know that you understand where we're at. And we'll get started in a roly mo. Whatever that means. 32 minutes on the clock, we're going to get started. If you haven't sent me over your favorite emoji or let me know that you're all good, then I'm just going to assume you are. I hope that all makes sense. You guys, thank you. Thank you so much. Right. Oh, I hit myself. That's 2 times now I've hit myself with a stick. Strong start. Let's do this, shall we? So we're not doing it to a time cap, but look to stay with me. Imagine we're in the same room, we're training together at the same time. Got me? Cool. So I want you to be there. I want you to be ready when we are going into our isometric hold to be there as well. All right? Cool. Let's get started in positions. We're going to go in 10 seconds. So think feet in a comfortable position, minimum of hip width, maximum of hip width, sorry. All the way in if you feel comfortable to. Stick in front of you. Knees bent. Shouldn't feel anything going on with the hamstrings or the quads. Find a comfortable position. In 3, 2, 1. Let's get it. Come forward onto the ball of the foot and push through the toe. Then control down. Feel how, like I said, if it feels juddery on the way down, do not be alarmed. That is just a response from your muscles as to how kind of not used to this movement they may be, especially with that lowering phase. So remember to count like I haven't. We'll say that's 6 there. Then stand tall. Keep the heels in contact. So if you haven't had your heels in contact, bring them in together. Turn the toes out. Glutes on first. Toes up towards your shins. Then control down. Focus on feeling that through the front of the calf. We don't have a hugely great sort of connection with this anatomically, just because we don't ever focus on doing this that much. We may have had a look at it together at some point, but if you can't feel it straight away, don't worry. Give it some time and just make sure the hips aren't counterbalancing. Again, I've lost count. I'm going to say that's 6. Find a nice wide stance, so wider than shoulder width for your lateral lunge. Bit of an outward point on both sides. Plant your foot to the floor, drop through, supporting leg goes straight, then come back into the center, pushing the opposite leg straight, and then switch. Gone quiet because I'm counting this time. That's 8 for me. Then 6 per side, so I'm counting up to 12. 9, 10. Main thing, keep the knee over the toes. 11. You can do this as you come down as well. I don't know how I do that. And 12 is like, here's my leg. And then prone pull down. So lay face into the floor. Glutes on. Arms up overhead. Lead, push the elbows down. Retract. Or retract. Depress the shoulders. And push the bottom of the shoulders down towards the hips. Get your lats on. Get 2 more reps in, or ignore me if you haven't done them yet. I'm going to give you about 5-10 seconds. And what I'd like you to do, get yourself set on your sofa, whatever you've got there. Big handset just outside the width of the legs. We're going to do a 30-second hold here. Pull the shoulders into your back pockets and then take the hips off the sofa, pull them down, push the arms long, brace the core in 3, 2, 1. We've got 30 seconds here. Continually push against the surface you're working against. Keep the ribs drawn down. But with that, keep the shoulders pulled down as well. Breathe. Ten more seconds. And then we've got 30 seconds rest, then we do it all over again. 3, 2, 1. Ease off. 30 off. Get in some water, make that your top priority. And then we'll go again. Jackie, what did you miss? What did you miss? Whatever it was you missed, you found it and you caught up. About 15 seconds till the next round. Water in, that's your top priority. If you've got time, 5 seconds. Let me know how you're getting on. In 3, 2, Soleus. Feet in or at hip width. Knees bent. Arms out in front of you. Push up through. Onto your toes. And control down. And again. 6 of these. So stay at 6 with these. Both the movements. Push the knees and the shins forward as you drive up. From here again. Heels in contact or close to as they can. Toes turned out. Glutes on. That's top priority. Lift as far as you can. Doesn't matter how far that is. Look how far I'm going. Barely at all. I'm still feeling that. There's my 6. Lateral lunges. Find that wide stance again. Play around with this if it didn't feel that stable before. Just have a little bit of a tweak. Drop through. Legs straight on one side. Push up. Drop over. I've got my last rep now. Prone pull downs. Let's aim for 8 here. Lay face in, arms up overhead. Remember, lead by driving the elbows down. As you do so, come to the bottom, just reinforce that push down with the shoulder blades and back up. Keep your tailbone tucked underneath of this so you're not pulling into your lower back too much. There's my 8. Oh, you missed me hitting myself, Jackie. I'm sorry. I'll probably do it again at some point, let's be honest. 5 seconds into that hold again. Hands set, shoulders back and down in 3, 2, 1. Let's get it. Push away as hard as you can. Core tight. Keep pushing. Keep your core tight, keep your shoulders pulled down. And I forgot we were timing and I zoned out. 3, 2, 1. Ease off. 30 seconds off. Well, how are we doing time-wise? We'll see how we get on after the end of this next round. This might be our last one. I want to do a second block with today as well. Get in some water, top priority. Then talk to me if you want to. No, I said if you want to. You might not want to talk to me right now. It's not that minging, is it? It's not too bad. Lisa, how's your ankle doing? How's your ankle feeling? And Jackie as well, of course. How's everyone's ankles feeling? Well, potentially the penultimate round. See how we get on time-wise. 5 seconds into position, please. 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Find that position again. As you come onto the ball of the foot, push through the toes and push the shins forward and control down. I've got one more. Same with sixes with both of these movements through the ankles. Find your sweet spot again with heels close, legs in contact, toes turned out, lift through, keep your glutes on, control down. There's my 6, lateral lunges, feet set. Find your balance, pin your feet to the floor, drop down, push up through. I never changed Spotify, it's actually just come out with some absolute bangers to be honest with you. Again, I can't tell if you guys can hear it. It's halfway for me. If you're with me, there's 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Dip isometrics. I prefer a bit more chips in my dips, usually. I'm chatting a lot of rubbish today, like a lot more than usual. I'm sure you guys will agree. We're going to go in about 5 seconds time. Find your position for us. Shoulders into back pockets. Arms long to begin with. 3, 2, 1. Take the hips from your surface. Remember, ribs down, core compact. Push the sofa away. Whatever's beneath you. Doesn't have to be a sofa. Push away as hard as you can and hold that. Got about 10 seconds left. Keep pushing, keep pushing, keep pushing. Don't be there. Don't be idle here. Do not be idle. Hands are slipping. 3, 2, 1, and poof. We're going to make that the last round, everyone. Please let me know how you're feeling. Haven't I missed one? Oh, you're so right. You're so right. I didn't do the prone pull downs, did I? Guys, prone pull downs quickly. I'm chatting shit. This hasn't happened yet. We're only like the 5th week in, so give me let's do prone pull downs. 8 to 10. It's the first time it's ever happened. 5 weeks into lockdown. My bad. I'm glad you guys are paying attention. Just getting too excited about doing those dip holds. I thought about the dip pun, and then that was a problem about usually having chips with my dip. Multitasking. It's not my friend. So now we've got past that bit. I do apologise. Like coming to the end of the 5th week of doing these classes, I don't think I've done that yet. I've done lots of stupid shit, but probably not that. How are we all doing? Everyone good? You know what that is? Might need to give the carpet a bit of a hoover. Anyway. Water in. Just want to know how you guys are feeling. If you can in the live chat, just let me know how you are. And I'll talk you through our final setup. I'm still doing follow the leader. Jackie, thank you for just following along with me. For those out of context, my microphone after I had an absolute awful time with my live stream yesterday. First of all, I was like, right, I always start a few minutes earlier just to make sure that everything's where it needs to be and people can get in. Immediately, it just started lagging out. And it just went on for so I started at about 25 past, and the stream didn't actually settle down and come back until 25 to. So 10 minutes of just fucking around with it. It was working as it should do-ish for about 5-6 minutes to go about, I think it was probably first, second round in, microphone just stops working. Don't know why. It's not broken. So then we were literally playing a game and follow the leader for the rest of the session. It went really well. As far as I know, it went well. You guys could have been doing anything. I don't know, I can't see you. Anyway, I'm chatty today, aren't I? Shut up, Aaron. We're now going to go into a bit of a complex from an all four position. It's where we're staying the whole way through, really, or progressing from that. Let me show you. We're just doing everything to time here. So what do I mean when I say all four? The position that we did for some of our warm-up. Hands are set directly underneath the shoulder. Fingers spread, knees directly underneath hips, okay? What I want us to do to begin with is a bit of core work. So most of us will tend to go into a bit of an excessive lean through the lower back. So we're going to look to draw the belly button in, pull the ribs down, think about squeezing by drawing the ribs down even more through the core. So that's nice and braced. And then we're going to get some movement once we fix that in with some bird dogs. Extend opposite arm and leg. Our main priority here is to make sure that we don't get any movement through that midsection area. So I don't want to see this, where essentially you're just pulling into extension and potentially just jabbing up your lower back. There is some, that's not wrong, but we're not looking at focusing on doing that at the moment. Okay? We're focusing on trunk stability as you move. Okay? Don't worry about if you're really struggling with that, just draw back how far you extend. So instead of going all the way out, leave a slight bend. As long as you feel your core firing the whole way through, I do not care how far you extend your arms and legs. Simple as. Then from that all four position, what we're going to do, I promise you breakdancing, it's coming. You're going to kick through the space. Kick through. Then I want you to bridge up. As you bridge, reach the hand over. Okay? So let me show you that in 2 steps. So all 4 positions here. The first step is to spin through. Okay? Then from here, we bridge the hips up and reach. Then back down, out, and switch. Okay? So 30 seconds bird dogs, 30 seconds of that. And then I'm going to earmark these. Probably someone's done them at some point as some sort of a regression or progression of everyone's least favorite exercise. But I'm going to call them, and have taken to calling them, 4-point knot burpees. So from this all 4 position, I want you to pull your legs forward like that. So push up and pull through. Okay? Don't worry about how far forward you get. We want the feet flat though, ideally. Then from here, stand up, go back down, feet out, all fours again, then back up. It's like a short burpee without the jump. Stay from the all fours, and it's a little bit of a quad killer. Okay? That's it. That's all we're doing. I'm glad you guys can't see smells because I am a little bit pungent. Sweaty. Gonna open a window. And I'm going to be an ass and say that we're not having any rest in between these. Okay? Because you can use the bird dogs to catch your breath. And we're going to do 3 rounds back to back. It's only 4.5 minutes of work. Don't shout at me. I hear you shouting at me. Especially you, Lisa Smith. Everyone happy? Everyone good? Get in some water. Send me an emoji. It could be a middle finger because I've been a bit sassy over the last few minutes. Whatever you want to be. And then we'll get going in just a sec, all right? Spotify's been good, but I'm going to mix things up a little bit here. I don't even know if you guys can... I don't know if you guys can hear it, but... Let's get this on and go. All right. Boo rubbish. That's fair enough. Lisa, you with us? Bum, 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 bum. As in Lisa Gifford or Lisa Smith. Lisa Smith, I don't want any more of your booing. If you can't hear this, I'm just going to let... I don't care if you like guitar or not, but how cool is this? Ready? Anyway. How about now, Lisa? Right. Let's do it, shall we? So, recap. Bird dogs. What's wrong with this? And I could keep it up loud for you, Lisa. There's no lyrics the whole way through. It's all instrumental. Jackie, I'm always having fun. I just try and suppress it a bit more. Always having fun. Right. I've literally just dicked around for the last 10 minutes. You guys had fun too, right? I believe you have, really, Jackie. So, 30 seconds on each. All four start in position. Get into position for me, please. Bird dogs first. Core tight. From this all four position, just extend as far as you can, keeping the core locked in. In 3, 2, 1. Let's go. 30 seconds. Just give that core a bit of set work with this movement. Ten more seconds. Then we've got our 4-point kick throughs. 3, 2, 1. So lift the knees from the floor, kick through the space, bridge up and reach. Back down, switch. We're all going to be breakdancers by the end of the lockdown. 15 seconds to go. 10 more seconds. 3, 2, 1. From the all four position, kick the legs forward, stand up, back down, back out, just to all fours, and back up. Keep the knees floating from the floor if you can. Bird dogs again in 15 seconds. 5 seconds. Lisa Smith, is that your new favourite song yet? 3, 2, 1. Let it settle. Core tight. Extend. Main priority here is stability through the trunk, especially the low back. If that one was your favourite new song, Lisa Smith, this one might be. 15 more seconds. 10 more seconds. 3, 2, 1. Into the kick through. Bridge up, reach. Keep the pace up, guys. Don't be dropping behind, whatever. Words. Just be lucky I can multitask. Really push the hips up. Think straight line through the knee, hip and shoulder. 10 more seconds. 3, 2, 1. 4-point knock burpees. Let's go. When you're standing tall in between each rep. 20 seconds to go with this one. One more round to do. Three, 2, 1. Back to bird dogs. Catch your breath here. I tied in really nicely with the music, actually. Went to an upbeat bit for the not burpees, then a bit more mellow for the cool work. Keep your core firing. I don't care how far you extend your arm and leg. You'll have a bit of movement. Keep it through the core. Got about minimum 5 seconds to go. 3, 2, 1. All fours. Kick through. Bridge. Down. Switch. Halfway. 15 gone, 15 to go. Push the hips up as high as you can. 10 more seconds. 3, 2, 1, 4-point knock burpees. Last time. Last 30 seconds of work. As soon as you're back to all fours, push forward, stand tall. Ten more seconds. 3, 2, 1. Guess what? We are done. I'm sure you'll probably agree that we're done. Let's turn that down. I know how much everyone was enjoying that music though. Water, please. Por favor. Someone made earlier. Shut up. How are we all doing? Everyone good? Last one was sweaty, wasn't it? Like I say, first one was a bit more strength focused. Last one was a little bit more spicy. Hot. Lisa Gifford, how is your calf and, well, your ankle feeling after all of that? All okay, I hope? There was a fair bit through the ankle. Hopefully, if anything, that's just going to have helped it. Because best thing you can do really is just get as much movement through it as possible without it hurting. Everyone else is very quiet. It's okay, Lisa. They do take a bit of practice. You will be a breakdancer. I believe in you. I believe in you. It is a bit of skill work, that one as well, to be fair. Is everyone feeling okay, though? Top priority, really. Oh, Jackie's been very quiet. Are you all right? Ladies, this has been super enjoyable as always. So I mentioned it yesterday. I set up a just a PayPal link for any donations towards these classes. It's not obligatory in any way, shape, or form. It could be 10p. I really don't care. If you've enjoyed it, I know we're all going through super shitty, difficult times without lowering the tone too much, but would love it. But I love it either way. I hope you guys can see that. Basically, I forgot to put it in the description earlier on. But instead of me just being like, oh, because I hate feeling like a charity. If you enjoyed it, drop me a message if you want the link. If you didn't, well, I hope you enjoyed it. But if you're not, if you're thinking, okay, no, don't want to do that, you don't have to. Still come, still have fun, still kick ass. But yeah, my main importance is Lisa. I think I've got you on Facebook, haven't I? I'll put it in the description. 20p is perfect. That's fine. Absolutely fine. If whether it's 20p or not, I can contact you and send you a link. I don't care whether you do it or not. I cannot stress that enough. But yeah, anything's super appreciated. Also, next week, I'm going to mix things up a little bit. And I'm going to, just while you guys are still here, because you guys we've got a lot of OG fam here with, OG fam, who am I? Lisa, Marie, Lisa Smith, it's fantastic to have you here, and I'd love to know your opinion either way. Jackie as well. Whoever that other person is, if you can let me know what works for you as well, perfect. But I'm going to mix things up next week. Instead of being on YouTube, I'm just going to try a different platform, see if we can get a bit more people having a look over. Jackie, I need to reply to you anyway. I'm really sorry. I've had a bit of a backlog of messages. I will message you. I'm really sorry. Lisa, I think I need to message you as well. I do apologize. Lisa Gifford, that is, sorry. Too many Lisas. It's a nice problem to have. Yes, next week, I'm going to change up what platform we do it on. So while you guys are still here and catching your breath, would you prefer Facebook or Instagram for next week's classes? Just type it in real quick, because I'm going to come away from YouTube a little bit. Not because it upset me yesterday, maybe marginally because I think it may be Facebook, because I've done Instagram I did Instagram for about a week before we went on YouTube. So maybe on Facebook. But let me know your thoughts real quick. What would you prefer? What do you think would be better? I'm just going to sit here and make my hair look really pretty while you do that. What do we reckon? What do we reckon? I need answers, people. I need answers. You don't mind, Lisa? Cool, thank you. Lisa Smith, it'd be really great to have you involved again. I hope you enjoyed that. Really great to have you involved. Whether it's once a week, once every couple of weeks. Hopefully it's not every couple of weeks, so hopefully in a couple of weeks we'll be out of this. But just whenever you can. I'm going to change my fringe side. I'm going to get crazy here. The thing I like about Facebook, well, that's weird, but like a flip. The thing I like about Facebook and Instagram is I can see, it tells me exactly who's here, and everyone can then comment as well. Everyone will be able to comment, whereas on this, I can interact with you guys if I can see on the live chat. So yeah, not everyone can get to the live chat on YouTube, depending on what they're watching it on. So I'm probably gonna go for Facebook. We'll see what happens. I've never had my fringe over this side. What does everyone think? I'm gonna go in a minute. It's getting wild, isn't it? Anyway, cool yourselves down, get in some water. Whatever you're doing for the rest of your day, enjoy it. It's the weekend tomorrow, apparently. Enjoy yourselves. Stay safe, stay strong. Thank you, lovely people, very, very much as always. Goodbye.